What's the perfect whiskey for neat sipping and cocktails?
I have one.
Turns out, it's not just one bottle, it's 6.
Ooh. We've each picked bottles to prove their worth. A bourbon, a rye, and a wildcard pick each.
Can my picks outshine Arthur's? Let's find out. Welcome to Artfully Bourbon.
My picks are better.
Mine are definitely better.
Let's have some fun, shall we?
Okay, mine are better. Shout out to our newest patron, Brian Vess. Thanks for joining the Artfully Bourbon community.
We love a whiskey that's a double threat. It tastes fantastic neat, but also shines in a cocktail. So we each went hunting for the ultimate trifecta. A bourbon, a rye, and a bonus bottle.
The rules? Versatility is king. These bottles can't just be one-trick ponies. They need to mix and mingle and sit pretty on the old shelf back there.
Bonus bottle? That's the curveball. Anything goes. Could be wild, could be weird, or just one of our favorite guilty pleasures.
But here's the kicker. You, our viewers, get to decide which one of us nailed it. By the end of this video, let us know in the comments if Arthur's lineup wins your vote, or better yet, if my set of bottles are the best. All right, let's start strong with my bourbon pick.
All right.
It's as dependable as your morning coffee, but with way more kick. You can't go wrong with the Old Grandad 114 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's got the perfect balance of sweetness and spice to drink neat, but then it adds that perfect depth on an old fashioned.
This is a robust classic with a great proof point.
Yeah, and as the bottle says right here, Old Grandad is 114 proof with a mash bill of 63% corn, 27% rye, and 10% malted barley.
High rye. Nice.
Very high rye. The Old Grandad does not have an official age statement. However, I'm guessing it's probably roughly 4 to 5 years old.
What about the flavor?
Well, you can find a little honey, a little oak, and some of that brown sugar sweetness on the nose.
I'd have a little cinnamon apple, a little citrus maybe. On the palate, you'll get more cinnamon, orange, a little pepper.
Caramel, oak, bold spice. You wanna know what the best part is though?
What is it?
You'll get an intense flavor, all of that flavor wrapped up into one tidy $35 bottle.
Can't go wrong. It's true classic. Okay, my bourbon pick, it's like the Swiss Army knife of whiskey. It's sweet, bold, and always ready to party. You ready to party? My pick
Sure.
is the George Dickel Bourbon Whiskey. It makes a killer whiskey sour. So here's the deal. I sacrificed some proof for higher age. Yeah, right here, aged 8 years. Double that old man over there.
Yeah, but you can't deny that proof though.
Okay, fine. It's 90 proof, but this Tennessee bourbon provides a balanced strength suitable for various drinking purposes.
All right, well, you got a mash bill?
Pretty much also the opposite of yours. It is 84% corn, high corn, 8% rye, and 8% malted barley. If you want a smooth cocktail or a neat sip, this one's gonna be for you. It goes through the Lincoln County process, which basically means the whiskey gets filtered through sugar maple charcoal before aging. That results in exceptional smoothness and a depth of flavor you cannot deny.
Let's talk flavor.
Okay, so I get notes of caramel, some dried corn, vanilla on the nose.
I get like a sour cherry candy note, a little baking spice, a little leather.
Yeah, and the taste profile mirrors the nose in just about every way. The finish will leave you with earthy tones, featuring hints of that dry, dusty corn and sweet caramel.
And you're not gonna break the bank with this.
You will not. You will be able to pick this one up for $35.
All right, well, time for the rise.
All right. My pick for rye is earthy, bold, and just a little unpredictable. It's kind of like me. My rye pick is the Redwood Empire Emerald Giant Rye Whiskey. Paying homage homage to the towering redwoods of Northern California. Perfect for a Manhattan or a cold winter's night by the fire.
So is this 100% rye?
Almost. The mash bill is 95.5. 95% premium rye and 5% malted barley. It comes in also at 90 proof.
It's a really balanced flavor that's, I think, is suitable for lots of different drinking styles.
I believe this was once aged just 3 years, but the back of the bottle now says aged at least 4 years. Now has even more flavor.
I always get like a buttery cinnamon bread on the nose.
With a bit of orange peel, I would say, on top of that. The tasty notes you might get are more of the orange peel that I get on the nose. Cinnamon mixed with black pepper and caramel. The finish will add a little rye spice, a little oak, leather, and tobacco with a lingering heat.
Yeah, it's 90 proof, but in my opinion, it acts a little closer to like 100 proof.
And the best part about this, you'll get it for just $35.
Redwood Empire is a solid pick, but my rye has just the right amount of punch without overwhelming the cocktail. It's classy, and it's like a tuxedo for your taste buds.
Oh.
This is the Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye, a Tennessee rye whiskey.
That means that this adheres to the Bottled in Bond Act of 1897, which, if you're not familiar with, basically ensures specific production standards and quality for authenticity.
And you know what that means? It's 100 proof. This rye, unlike that Redwood Empire rye, has corn in the recipe. Mash bill on this is 70% rye, 18% corn, and then 12% malted barley.
And it has to be aged for at least 4 years.
4 years.
To be a Bottled in Bond.
So we don't have an official age statement on this, but it's believed to be closer to 7 years old, which gives it a more mature flavor profile.
Let's talk flavor. What do you like about this one?
What I like about this, well, it says right there, bold and complex flavor. I'd agree with that.
I like that. The aroma gives me notes of dried fruit, toffee.
Solid rye spice.
Yeah.
Palate really is like your quintessential rye. It's complex yet balanced with fruit and like a nice bold rye spice. If you aren't into the earthy notes, this one's going to be more up your alley.
Up your alley. All right, so what's the price?
Like everything we've shared so far, it is available on store shelves for, you guessed it, 35 buckaroos.
Well, we have a theme here. Do you have a bonus bottle you'd like to share with us today?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's see it.
This one's for the adventurers. A little funky, a little fruity, a lot of flavor, and absolutely unbeatable in a Boulevardier.
Well, you've piqued my interest.
I'm going to decrease the proof a little bit, but I am going to improve the quality. My bonus bottle comes from one of my favorite distilleries, the 96 proof Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The mash bill is 60% corn, 36% rye, and only 4% malted barley. So
You like the high rye.
very similar to the Four Roses high rye recipe. It's aged roughly 6 years. Says right there on the side of the bottle. And it's approachable for all types of bourbon drinkers. The nose is a mix of complexity, little vanilla cream, caramel, bright oak, little pepper.
Summer fruits and some citrus peel.
Yeah. The complexity continues on the palate. A little cream, little summer peach, light rice spices, baking spices.
Pretty much a peach pie with a little spice.
Then like a touch of funk, leather, dry oak, again, more like peppery profile, that just like a touch of vanilla sweetness.
I'm gonna try this. I'm just kidding.
But this is the most expensive bottle in the bar so far. It's coming in at about 45 bucks.
Funky, huh? My bonus bottle laughs in the face of funky. This one's smooth, but has a twist that'll knock your socks off, Scott. My bonus bottle is the High West Campfire from Park City, Utah.
Yeah, okay, you win the funk battle.
I'm funky. It is wild. This won't be for everyone, but it makes some exciting cocktails. And it's enjoyable neat if you enjoy whiskey outdoors. The Campfire is a blend of straight rye whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey, and blended malt Scotch whiskey.
The Campfire's very distinctive character makes it a standout choice for whiskey enthusiasts seeking something beyond the ordinary. Might not be your thing if you don't like peated Scotch.
I'd still challenge you, even if you don't, give this one a shot. It's 92 proof and is between 4 and 8 years old. If you're looking for smoky flavor in your whiskey or cocktail, you're gonna love this one.
The nose is, as you would imagine, very reminiscent of a campfire. A harmonious blend of smoky peat, toasted marshmallows, and like a nice woody, hickory woody smell.
And the palate only adds to that flavor tapestry. So much to experience in this one. Dried fruit, pepper, vanilla, toffee, cinnamon, nutmeg.
With a subtle smokiness.
Don't forget about that. It is sweet, spicy, and smoky. It's the ultimate pour for unique versatility. However, a big however, it is the highest priced bottle on this list. You'll be paying about $70 for this unique pour. There we have it. Our 6 most versatile whiskeys. The ultimate lineup for neat sipping and cocktails. So, which group would you go with? Scott's or mine?
And we want to hear what your go-to versatile whiskey is. Drop it below in the comments.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your whiskey friends.
Cheers to creating great cocktails.
Cheers, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Until next time.
Enjoy responsibly. Peace out, friends.